Hey guys, what up? It's Ryan here. It is January 13th, Monday, year is 2020. It's 1:15 p.m. I wanted to do an afternoon trade. I did not trade the open today due to the fact that I run a marketing firm and I had some other things I had to take care of. Some guaranteed P&L instead of speculative. And if you look at the ES today on the 1000 tick chart, you can see that we had a pretty huge fake down. It went from 32.74 to 32.68, so that was a 6 point swing down, and then we've been on a major uptrend. So we've gained quite a few points. So I just want to look at the charts. I'm going to try to make today's video short. I have a lot going on, but I still want to give you guys value if I can. I try to do the videos every day, but I can't always get to them. What I want to do is look at the 20-day chart. It looks like we are continuing our initial uptrend. Last week we had a choppy week, and it looks like we are starting to open up back into this bull market. So that's good news. It does look like we are in an uptrend here. So the market's going up. We're not going to want to try to go against the market. That's just the way that I trade. There are people that like to short peaks, but I am more of a buy the dip if it's going up, if it's an uptrend for sure. And what I want to do is we're looking at the 20-day, so that's the first thing. I do like to look at the 10-day, and that's just a shorter version. That's just going to show us more of the sideways from last week, and then now we're in this upward continuation ever since pretty much Friday. So it looks like, let's see, yesterday's Globex started to set the tone for the upward trend. We reversed it a little bit. I think a lot of people are thinking that we could hit these levels again, which we very well could, but now we're starting to get well above where we were kind of like bobbing and weaving here. I had drawn a couple trend lines before, showing the cone. It looks like we're continuing like in that direction. So I want to just bounce out to the 180 day. I always like to look at the big macro chart, and as you can see, guys, since like September, we've been on the steady up. So there's no reason intraday that we should believe that we're going to tank. We're up on every single time frame chart, and I want to just look at today's action. We know we're going up, so let's zoom in a little bit here. I'm just going to stretch out the chart. I recommend that you do this too. Starting to bob around here. I actually have no issue in this particular circumstance taking probably a limit order. We could take it at the breakout to be really, really, really safe. I think, let's just zoom out. Yeah, so we hit this peak at 32.84. We're down 2 points. We're 32.82. It definitely could continue to go down. So let's go ahead and set up a trade like we would on the morning, on the opening bell. Price action is really slow, so we're going to want to set our trade below a psychological number. So we're actually going to go down to like 32.7950, and we're going to set up an order there. We are going to, obviously that's if it drops through this trend. If it surpasses all of these bottoms, you can see we went up. Now we're going sideways on this real short-term chart. Now, if we go up and we start beating these numbers here, like 32.85-ish, let's see, 32.84.50 was our high. So we would want to look at probably 32.85, but we wouldn't want to put it right on the .00, right on the mark, because that's where a lot of shorts are going to come in on those whole numbers. We're probably going to want to go to like 32.85.75. So we'll go ahead and pop an order in there. In fact, I would like to double that order, and we're going to stop that order twice. So depending on which way the price goes, if it goes up and it fills us here and it breaks through, we have our emergency stops down here. We would be looking to move our stops up eventually near even, but it all depends on the price action. You definitely don't want to stop yourself out if you don't have to prematurely. So this is the setup. We have our two buy orders at 32.85.75. We're going to just buffer down under this trend. So you can see we're on both sides of the trend. We're either on an upward breakout where we're going to let the price move through our entry, and then we're going to hold, and we're going to let it go down. It's going to hit our entry. It's probably going to go down, and then it's going to retest. That's the risk we're going to take on this trade. And if it breaks downward and it keeps getting denied at like these peaks here, 3284-ish, and it decides to dump, we are going to catch this trade as it falls. If it falls below 3280, another whole number, psychological number. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, guys. You see where the setup is. Again, it's 1:20 p.m. on Monday. So go ahead and just keep watching the video. I'll pause and then I will restart once we get a fill. Thanks a lot, guys. Hey guys, what up? It's Ryan here. I actually ended up waiting on this trade for quite a while, and we did get our too long. And it is now 6:38 p.m., so I've held this into the Globex. And if you look, our entry was 3286. That was where those orders were, if you recall. And luckily, TD has our little notators right here, so you can see that we've made some money in the trade with just 2 contracts, up 525, 150 on the day. I don't think that I'm going to hold this because a lot of times the Globex will reverse, especially on a peak. So I'm going to go ahead and close the trade. And we are at 150 on the day, but we did make another $500 on this session. So just remember, we crossed into Globex, so we made a lot of money on that trade, and all we had to do was hold and let the price go through our entry, and that's all we did, guys. So there you go. We made a lot of money. I know it looks like more, obviously, when you close it intraday, but we made well over $500. I believe it was $550. Don't quote me on it. I actually forget. But I do believe it is $550 on the session, and that's just by holding 2 contracts and letting it fill based on the price action, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and just remember, you don't always have to short when it's high and buy when it's low. Sometimes you can just set your prices on one side or the other of the price action and let the price fall down into it or through it or go up through it. So that's the video for today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed watching my strategy for afternoon trading, and that is a swing trade that I held into the Globex. Enjoy, guys. You have a good day.